Hello,
Hello.
hello,
Hello.
hello, everybody on this good Sunday evening. This your girls here, Epic, everyday people, everyday conversation with one good hour of power. We got some good guests for you and a lot in store. So here I am, your girl, Tiffany Tifco Joseph, bringing you the heat today.
Hello, everybody. My name is Tiffany Collins, also known as Tiff Danielle, and I'm also one of your co-hosts.
Yes.
Hello, everyone. My name is Anika Roseborough. I'm one of your co-hosts, better known as Nika
Yes.
Rika.
All right. We want to thank you all for joining us on today. And y'all, guess what? We got a special treat. We have four awesome guests who are joining us on today. We have Miss Ashley Harris Land. We have NEKOIYA Tingle. We have Amanda Allen, and we also have Miss CHARNEICE BRIM, who are going to be joining us on today. So, speak, everybody. Hey.
Hello,
Hello.
everybody.
How you doing?
Hello.
And so we also
Good.
want to,
How you?
just to let you all know, we do normally have four hosts. So our host Vashawn today was not able to join us, but he is here with us in spirit.
That's
So
right.
today you're just gonna have the fabulous three,
Yeah,
the
yeah.
fabulous three ladies today. So
We
yes,
miss you.
we miss you,
miss you,
Vashawn.
Vashawn.
All right. So now we're gonna go into our first round of questions, and then we're gonna dive into our topics for today.
Okay, guys. I'd just like to ask y'all a few questions. And, I'm a little nosy. So, Ashley, I just like to ask you this question. Tell us about yourself, first of all.
Okay. First, let me just say, Tiff got it going on with this Beyonce hair and this fan. She's just Beyonce over here, y'all. That's what caught my attention when I first came into the show. Hello, everyone. My name is Ashley Land, also known as Ashley DeVar, and I am a model, an actress, a media personality. Originally from Houston, Texas, I have been in the arts. Since childhood, I've had a passion for the arts, whether it was singing, dancing, poetry, whatever, dancing. I was in everything.
Mhm.
So I started taking the arts seriously when I was in high school. Doing stage plays is how I got my start, church stage plays. And into my adulthood, it turned into me doing more modeling. So I've done runways. I got my start in music videos, being a video vixen. And that actually opened a lot of doors for me in film as well. I've worked in radio. I've hosted my own radio show with Texas 101 Jams.
All
Shout out to Texas
right.
101 Jams. The Hollywood Houston scene. I've hosted a lot of popular red carpets throughout Houston, such as the Go DJ Awards, hair shows.
Come
So
on.
I've done a little bit of everything.
I see.
Come
Aside
on.
from
Love it.
entertainment, I also studied classical music for 10 years as well, piano and voice. And so aside from entertainment, I have 3 degrees. I have a
Come on
bachelor's.
now.
I have a bachelor's in health administration, a master's in health administration, and a master's of business administration.
Come on,
And
smarty pants.
Awesome.
Come on. Come on. Come
Awesome,
on.
Ashley.
thank
Talented
you.
and educated. Come on now.
Uh-huh.
Some people call me an
Well,
overachiever,
thank
but
you
I
so
just
much.
believe that, the sky is the limit. You can do whatever you want with this life. So I'm also an
Right. All
AmeriCorps program
right.
Right.
That
director.
is
Awesome,
awesome.
Ashley. Okay,
Thank
Ashley.
you. I
You
manage an
already
AmeriCorps
doing this,
program.
but what made you decide to get into acting?
I was bit by the acting bug in high school. I did a church play, and after that, I really saw that I had a natural talent for it. And I've been doing it ever since. So I had started as a theater major at Texas Southern University. I ended up switching my major to health administration, but I never stopped acting.
Mhm.
Awesome.
Awesome.
Awesome. All right. So we are going to get down to the nitty gritty. So, for those of you who don't know, these four awesome guests are also actually a part of the Walk of Purity series. So, Miss Ashley, can you please give us a little insight about your character in the series?
Yes. So I play Erica. I am one of the BFFs to Karen. And Erica is a loyal friend to Karen. She has her own thoughts about morals and the walk of purity, but she's always going to back up Karen with whatever her decision is with her walk.
Okay,
Okay,
all right.
okay.
And so if I'm not mistaken, I'm asking as if I'm not the producer, but you were in the play as well as the series as well, right?
Yes, I was.
So how do you feel as though your character I guess do you feel like your character changed or is it about the same? Like you feel like you're giving the same energy in the play and the series?
Yes, I would say that I give it the same energy in the play and also in the series. I will say I feel like her character was bigger in the play.
Uh-huh.
Um, yeah, with that platform and in the series, Erica's still there. You see her and her loyalty to Karen, but the energy is still brought regardless.
All right,
Gotcha.
all
Okay.
right, all
We love it.
right.
Awesome.
Okay, we're gonna keep this thing right going right along. We got three more wonderful actors in here, and I just want to piggyback on that question again. With Shanice, tell us about yourself.
So first off, thank you so much for having me. I am so happy to be here. So I come to you guys by way of Kansas City, Missouri. So I came down here to Houston last July, actually. I came and then I left, and Houston was never the place that I wanted to be, but here I am. I started acting very young in church plays. And then it just kind of flourished from there. So, when I'm not acting, I love to watch TV, get ideas of, scenes or things that I would like to do. I like to reincorporate them, put my own little spin on it, and just acting is life for me. Acting is it feeds my soul for me. So other than that, I have a golden doodle. That's the only other thing that's in my life. So that's pretty much about me.
Good,
Okay,
Okay,
girl. Thank
awesome,
you
okay.
so much. You
awesome.
was amazing.
And what
Yes.
made you decide to get into acting, Charnice?
To be honest, my mom and my sisters would always tell me, "You are so dramatic. You are so dramatic." And just to keep hearing that, it was like, well, hold on. And so as I got older, I just kept hearing it more and more from everybody else that I was just super dramatic. And so I've started putting that into my acting. I'm just like, well, why not actually, become an actor and be a dramatic actor? So drama and comedic is the things that the acting that I strive for.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, all
Right.
right. So Miss Charnice, tell us about your character in the Walker Purity series. Tell
Okay.
us about the journey and just tell us everything.
Okay. So I play Karen, and the I am a 36-year-old virgin who is trying to live the purity life that God wants us to live. I want to set an example for the ladies and the kids that are growing up. I want to be an example to them of you can actually have fun, still, live your daily life and wait for God to bring you that special person. Wait to get married and then to, have all that fun that, everybody else is having. So I got the script about 3.5 weeks before we started filming, and it was it was a lot to learn, but the journey was so worth it. I met a lot of amazing people. Like everyone was super amazing. Everyone was super welcoming, and so it was a journey. It wasn't easy, but nothing
Talk
ever
about
is
it.
when you
Talk
put your
about that
life
journey.
through.
We had a lot of one-on-ones, didn't we?
We had a lot. We had a lot of one-on-ones, and it when I wanted to embody Tiffany, and so we had so many one-on-ones where it's like, okay, no, don't do it this way, do it this way. So I wanted to make sure that I was giving what she gives daily, so that people be like, okay, I know that's Tiffany. Nah, that's not Tiffany. So yeah, the journey was hard, but it was definitely well worth it.
All right, all right,
Okay.
all right.
That's amazing, ladies.
Yes.
And girls, we're gonna keep this going. My next question is to NEKOIYA. Beautiful soul, you.
Thanks.
These wonderful actors. I just love it. I love it. And I just want to get to know you better myself. So I'm asking you, tell me about yourself.
Okay, so hello everyone. I am NEKOIYA Tingle. I have one daughter. She is a graduate this year. She's graduating in
Hey.
Congratulations.
2023 from high school, my only child. So it's a bittersweet moment. I am so blessed and just honored to be her mom and just proud to see her grow and to move forward. And then, what else about me? I work for HISD. I've been working there for the last 10 years. So I'm loving and enjoying it, and just have been able to just grow and mature with them, not just on the job, but even in life, just in life in general. It's been able to just help me grow. So, um, yeah, and then acting. Listen, I have always loved the arts. I've always been a stage play person, comedy show, like live music. The arts was just a thing that I loved, but I never thought that I would be a part of it. I always just enjoyed going to see everybody else poetry. And then when this opportunity came, oh my goodness, it was like it came at the right time, especially in my walk, my daily walk, my life. It just all came together. So that's just a little bit about me and how I got into the play.
Amazing,
Okay,
amazing.
All
amazing.
right.
Well, Nicole, I know you're a singer too, but I
Yeah.
guess you already answered the acting question.
Oh, I
But
jumped the
you know
gun. I'm
what?
sorry.
You
It's
know, she
okay.
she answered the acting part, but I want to hear a little bit more about the journey of like when you started acting like on this platform.
Okay, so when I started acting on this platform, I'll just go back to the day that Deetra Brown, she's a
Yeah.
very good friend of mine, also in the play. We've known each other for years, so I've always like admired how she does her acting, and I support her in all of when I can in the play. So when she called me and she's like, they're looking for a singer, part of you like is like, I can't do it. But part of you was like, no, girl, no, you can do this because I've been singing all my life. I grew up in church singing. My dad was a preacher. My mom was over the choir. So
Absolutely.
Mhm.
singing is like in my blood. I don't do it to be seen, but I do it to glorify God. And
Amen.
singing is
Amen.
how I stay connected to the Father.
Mhm.
That's we all have our way, and that right there is a way that will never get old for me. So when she called and asked me about singing in the play, I was like, me? Like, you sure? So my thing is when people ask you to do stuff, you just got to go with it because God is going to put you in places where He knows you're going to go. Like you don't
Absolutely.
know,
Absolutely.
but if He's asking you to go, just go. Afraid, scared, unsure. But if it's coming from Him, just go because He's only going to place you where He knows you can go. So that's how it started for me. So it started as a singer, and then I came in at this awesome crew. Tiffany was amazing. Everybody was amazing. And so that's the play. So then we get ready to do our second part. And, you know, a part
Tell
I have
us about
never.
Ivory, honey.
So I am Ivory in the play in this here, and Ivory is amazing. I came into the play as singing in the play. First of all, the walk of purity was something that I was kind of starting fresh on in my life and my new where I was at that time. So that was a great start for me. So then when I came into Ivory, now Ivory she married, right?
Mhm.
I've never been married, right? So I'm like, okay, God, you want me to play this married woman? I don't know how to be married. But it has been such a journey. It has been so good. It's almost like when I got the part, I was married. And I just kept saying husband and husband. But Ivory is one of Karen's BFFs. And she's supportive and she just tries to give her supportive advice, also understanding. We all understand Karen and where she's coming from. So we don't want her to lose or get off step with the path God has taken her. But we also want to encourage her to, be open to speaking and just living and staying with God, but also living the daily life. So
Amazing.
Absolutely. Yes.
that's a lot.
And that's the great thing about acting is you're able to delve into other characters and explore
Yeah.
different characters and stuff like that. That is the great thing about acting. And
Yeah.
so I'm so glad that you shared that story with us. My last person, my last superstar, y'all have seen her on stage plays all around the world. I'm just introducing in movies. Miss Amanda is last on the roster. And I just like to ask you the same question. I just like to get to know you a little better. I'm a little nosy. Uh, Tell me about yourself, girl.
Well, hello everyone. Thank you all for having me on the show. I'm originally from DC. I moved here in 2014. So I consider myself a Houstonian. I'm a writer. I'm a author of two books as a co-writer on the Walk of Purity.
Hmm.
What else? I'm also reigning as Houston,
Come on, Miss Houston.
a mom of four dogs. Definitely a dog mom.
Okay.
And that's about it. Not too much.
Okay. So, Miss Amanda, what made you decide to get into acting?
Oh, in all honesty, I know a lot of people they have that story of they were in a bunch of things growing up, but I don't have that story. I really wasn't. I used to just watch TV a lot, good times, things of that nature, and I used to so then Houston, I saw that there were role background, so I tried for background role, and I wound up actually getting a role. So like, hey, why don't you do this? I took it serious. I've just been in stage plays, different films, things of that nature, and I love it. I just love taking someone's idea and bringing it to life or seeing it,
Absolutely.
being able to develop it, and the fact that someone trusts you to do so. That's
Hmm.
so I love it.
Hmm.
Yes.
Awesome.
And so, you've already kind of, lightly made the announcement, but I also want to know about your character and your journey with the Walk of Purity.
It's been a lovely journey with the Walk of Purity. I started out really when I auditioned for the stage play. I didn't audition for the role that I have. I auditioned for Mama Tony, but I guess it was just something about me that fit with Sophia. And once I actually started reading the role, I said, "Yep, Sophia, Sophia." So that's definitely my role. It's been awesome because I can relate to that character a lot. So it was easy to bring a lot of energy to the character as well, and
Hmm.
to be trusted to write on the seasons of this. Oh my gosh, I was super
My
excited.
God.
So it's been awesome to be able to see you put something on paper and then to see it acted out. I haven't
Talk
done
about it.
so. It's awesome, and I'm just thankful that I've been given that opportunity to do so. Thank you, Miss T.
And let me just piggyback on that a little bit, y'all. For those who don't know, she already, she is a co-writer along with Anika for the Walker Purity series. And let me tell y'all, I think I probably mentioned this on other platforms, but both of these ladies brought this idea to me. Okay. And literally, we got that script written in how many weeks, y'all?
It was just a few,
What
like
about 2 weeks,
2 3
maybe
weeks.
2 to 3 weeks at the
Wow.
maximum. We
Yeah.
wrote
Only
that
2 weeks, guys.
Only
we
2
wrote that in
weeks.
2 weeks.
Yep.
We edited and did all of that, but the script was written in 2 weeks.
Okay.
I would probably say with the editing and all of that, probably about a month. But
Okay.
we were done actually writing in 2
In
weeks.
2 weeks.
And that was December, January. And now we didn't completed filming. Now it's post-production. So it's kind of like this is a testament of like when God really has his hands in something, it's like it ain't nothing to it but to do it.
Yeah, because when God has his hands in it, he
Yeah.
makes the provisions. So all the
Yeah.
provisions were made.
Yeah.
So you know his hands was in it.
Yeah, absolutely.
And while we right here
Yes.
on this show right now, I know I just want to ask Tiffany some stuff as the creator
Okay.
and all the creative writer and of this show. Some questions to you.
Okay.
Okay, so guys, introducing my co-host and creator, and the writer and director and producer of the play, and now from play to movie. So I want to know, how long have you been into writing, and how fast does this journey take?
So writing itself, so okay, just the art of writing. I've been writing like for years because I
Okay.
went from writing poetry,
Uh-huh.
okay, and then I went from writing poetry to stage play to the series. So I've been a writer for quite some time.
Okay.
Now, as far as my play, I
Uh-huh.
wrote the play in 2020 and I put the play on stage in 2022.
Okay.
Okay.
We wrote the series November, December. Now we've already completed filming.
And I
Uh-huh.
have
So-
to ask you this. The play,
Uh-huh.
it was based off of one of your poems, right? The Walk of
It
Purity
was based
poem.
off the Walk of Purity poem, absolutely.
Mhm.
So it's
So this
literally
is
like
a whole thing. Now we
stair-stepping.
just wait on the book. So we got the poetry, we got the play, we got the movie. Now we need the book. Y'all ready?
Yes. And I just want to highlight too, everybody, the host, the guests, everybody is involved in this project. So I just
Yes.
want to just say thank you. Thank you to everybody. Thank you to my co-hosts. Thank you to the guests for having y'all hands and having y'all hearts involved in all of this process. Because we could not have done this without each other. So
Thank
I just
you.
want to say thank y'all and I love y'all.
And we thank you too, Tiffany, for letting us be a
Yes.
part.
Yes.
And it's great to be a part.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
And so we're a part of a great thing, and we can't wait, y'all. We should be getting ready for our red carpets. We're getting our gowns, honey. Gowns and gloves and diamonds, honey, for the red carpet coming soon. But y'all stay tuned for the Walk of Purity.
Yes, absolutely. And so now we're gonna move on to our topic of today, which is we're gonna talk about gun violence. Now, before we delve into that, I understand that CHARNEICE and NEKOIYA, y'all have to log off. So we want to thank you all for joining us.
Thank you, ladies.
Thank you for taking up the time to tell us about yourselves. And thank y'all for joining the epic show. We're gonna let y'all enjoy the rest of y'all afternoon.
Okay.
Thank
Bye.
Thank you.
you.
All right, so now we still have Amanda and Ashley staying with us. So now we're gonna dive into gun violence.
Okay.
Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it.
Okay. Gun violence.
Every time I just get my heart just break every time I look on the news or stuff popping up on my phone about 3 dead, 2 wounded. It's mass shooters going all around the world. It's so sad. We just have to keep each other lifted in prayer because it's just too much going on in this world.
Yes, indeed. Let me ask y'all opinion or something. I'm asking my guests. What do y'all think about having guns? Do y'all think it should be, or do y'all agree with this whole new law that everybody can just carry? Like, what's y'all's? I guess I'll start with Ashley. What's your input on that?
Well, I guess you have to update me a little bit. I've not been watching the news, I would say the past few days, the past week actually. So what is the new law with guns?
Well, okay, so nothing like new per se, but just maybe like a couple of years ago, they passed the law basically like you can carry without having to get a license to carry and things of that nature. Basically, you can just go buy a gun.
No, I don't agree with that. I think that you should be licensed if you're going to carry a gun, openly like that. It's just too many shootings going on, school shootings. Our babies are getting shot, the innocent who's going to school. And so even me as a parent of a 6-year-old son, every time I drop him off at school, I literally say a prayer that my baby will be okay and protected because we don't know what's going to happen. And the way that people have guns in Texas and in Houston, the gun violence is ridiculous. Back in 2019, I unfortunately lost a first cousin due to gun violence here in Houston in South Park. And it was someone who was considered to be his friend. We never really got to the bottom of it to find out who his killer was. But yeah, we lost him at 28 years old due to gun violence. So something does need to be done.
My gosh.
I like to add, I most definitely certainly think I'm been in law enforcement for 33 years, and I am very pro guns. I think that people should have guns. I have several. But my thing on that topic is this. I do think that people should be trained on guns.
Yes.
Guns don't kill people. People kill people.
Right. Exactly. It's the license part.
And a lot of people kill innocent people because of lack of knowledge of a gun. Also, people need to understand the levels of anger. If you start on 10, where else are you gonna go after that? So when you got a gun in your hand and you got a hot head or mental disorder, then that's when all of the disasters come in play. So I do think in regards to gun violence and stipulations and guidelines, one should be back to teaching you how to use a gun. That's what when you used to get licensed before, you had to go to a class, you had to shoot the gun, and they did teach you some type of weapon, experience.
Absolutely.
Secondly, mental evaluations. People need to be evaluated mentally, before they can use a gun.
Absolutely.
And they need background checks.
Yeah.
Also.
Yes.
Well, basically they do, because if you're in Texas and you have been in prison, you can't carry a gun. Period.
Right.
That's 2 year at minimum starting out if you get caught with a gun. So ex-cons can't carry guns. So they just walking targets now. but
That's
but I don't know.
it's just okay. So I'm gonna piggyback on Tiff, and then I'm gonna come to you, Amanda, to get your input. But I am also pro guns, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because more and more, like as time progresses, it's a lot of single women. Okay, a lot of women, we travel alone. People, women stay alone, and they may be single parents. You have to have a means of protecting yourself. Like, let's say you at home and you don't have a husband, but you got children. Somebody breaking on your children. What you gonna do if you don't have a gun? It's like you're gonna be helpless. And I know one may say, well, okay, you trust in God. Yeah, I trust in God. That doesn't, just because I'm pro guns, that doesn't mean I don't trust in God. Okay.
But God gave you the gun.
Yeah.
He gave you the ability to create that gun and gunpowder.
Yes.
And let me just clarify too.
And he kept asking for help. And the man came by in the airplane. He said, no, I'm waiting for God. A man came by in the boat. He said, no, you don't have to take me. I'm waiting on God to save me. He kept praying. So once he got to heaven, he said, God. He died and went to heaven. He said, God, why you didn't save me? He said, I was in the boat. I was in the airplane.
I was in the gun.
Yeah.
No,
you didn't use
any of it.
They have common sense now.
Yeah, I think that people should have guns to defend themselves and protect themselves. There's nothing wrong with that. It's just the violence part. That, that I'm not backing up.
Because I'm not gonna lie, I'm an owner of a 45.
Absolutely.
By all means.
Of a 45.
That's a big hole.
It's a big one.
A hole you can look through.
And so just because I own it, I travel with it. Yeah. And I don't just, a lot of people, they walk around, they like to showboat. No, if I don't tell you I have a gun, you don't know I have it. Okay. Okay. But I do know how to use it. Like if somebody roll up on me, if somebody I'm like, okay, I know how to protect myself. And I think it's important for everybody to know how to protect themselves, like, period.
But nowadays, people are going overboard.
Yeah.
They're not just using to protect themselves. They just want to kill somebody.
Yeah.
And I just got a question, too, like for Amanda, in regards to guns and stuff like that. Just your input outside of us. People are going through the mass shooting. Do you have any type of opinion in regards to why that is becoming so popular today?
I know a lot of it is just about responsibility. I think that even though a lot of us have guns and things of that nature, we have to be responsible about who those guns get into people's hands, like whose hands they get. Like a lot of these kids are just getting these guns from their parents or from whoever, and then they're going around and doing these mass killings, and it's ridiculous. A lot of it is, like you said, just the mental capacity and things like that.
Yes.
When we were coming up, it's so different. Like now, everything that happens is based on, social media and things are and stuff. And I don't think that people are taking into consideration how these kids are getting bullied. And not just kids, adults too. And things.
Absolutely.
It's an issue. And we have to deal with all of that. And a lot of folks feel that the only way to get rid of the problem is to get rid of people that pose the problem. So we have to get down and figure out what's going on with people mentally and just to a point of accountability.
Right.
Absolutely.
And if you're a parent, and please don't leave your guns out where these kids can get to them. Because the other day I was reading, it was on the news where a 3-year-old got a hold to their parents' gun and shot, even though the guy was like breaking in. They was the cops was looking for the person. The 3-year-old shot.
Come on, 3-year-old.
Okay.
That is horrible.
I know 33-year-olds can't point a name.
That's crazy. Y'all, we got some comments though. But Sean say, what it do, peeps? I heard our 4 guests have some scandals we should discuss. But Sean, unless you're going to discuss some gun violence, sir, I'm going to need you to get your act together. Right. Y'all, by the way, that's one of our co-hosts.
And how you doing, Paula Leadon?
Hello. She says hello. We look beautiful. Thank you, Paula Leadon. So, y'all. So one on some of our guests that's commenting. Let us know about what y'all think about gun violence. Like, give us some insight about that. Like, we want to hear it.
And I would like to bring up whatever happened to just like fighting instead of using guns. Why not fighting? I know everybody done seen Friday. Well, John Witherspoon said it best. You win some, you lose some.
But you live.
Exactly. But you live to fight the next day.
Yeah, man. Yeah. That's right.
So what happened? let's stop using guns and just use these.
But it's
Yes.
cowards,
But you know what?
People
Better
are
yet,
cowards.
I'm definitely with that. But how about why we just can't talk about it? What happened to the art of conversation? Like if there's conflict, if there's a disagreement, why we can't sit down and talk about it?
Yeah.
Well,
And
these
it ain't-
young people don't know how to communicate.
Why two people just can't sit down and talk?
Yeah, come to why you getting so angry?
Yeah.
I was gonna say this new generation doesn't know how to.
What you say, Ashley?
I'm sorry, I don't mean to talk over anybody.
Oh no,
Go ahead.
Fine.
No, I was saying, but this younger generation does not know how to communicate.
That's true.
I would say, especially Gen Z and millennials as well. Some millennials, but things have changed over time. You know, the younger generation does text messages, social media, face-to-face conversation is their least preferred method for communication.
That's like
Everything's done another type of way. You know, even over the phone, they don't really talk on the phone anymore. Maybe FaceTime. But the younger generation does not know how to communicate. Also, I think they don't really know how to cope as well as previous generations have.
Yes, and they don't have much value on life as much. If you talk to some of these young guys, you know, they don't even expect to live over 19. So if they don't even have a value of their own life, how could they value yours?
Absolutely.
You know, I was a victim of gun violence in my home. Someone was shot execution style in my home several years ago, but they survived. And the young guy was 15 years old. He was just like on a killing spree.
Jesus.
And he didn't even have peach fuzz on his face. And I asked the person that got shot, you know, how did they look? Because I wanted more insight on, you know, the boogeyman.
Yeah.
You know, we consider them the boogeyman. How do the boogeyman look? The boogeyman is not what we see on TV. The boogeyman is little kids, 12, 13, 14, don't have value of life at all. This guy didn't even have peach fuzz. He said he was empty. He looked like he had no soul. If you know how they look, just empty. He said he was going to kill me. He done it before. He wasn't scared. He didn't have no remorse. I talked to him. I told him he didn't have to do this. I gave him the money in my pocket. He just didn't care. And shot twice in the head.
Jesus.
But God still have the last answer. And I'm thankful that he survived that. But just randomly killing people. Went out the next day, shot 2 people in the Montrose area, stole the car, drove the car around, and that's how they found him. And he's serving a life sentence today, but a life sentence is what, 35 years? He was only 15, so he'll be back out at 50. He still got a life. I'm 52, and I'm still living.
Exactly.
You know, so hey, we just got. I personally think the killing is because of no God to me.
Yeah.
You know, without God, then the corrupt thinking and the things like that. They don't pray in school no more.
Just gonna say
so the schools are not covered. You're hearing they're trying to bring praying back to school.
I heard that.
Should never been taken out though. It's kind of like you took it out for all these years and all this damage didn't happen. Now you're trying to do 30 some years of damage control.
Yeah.
You should have never took it out in the first place.
Who was it hurting?
Nobody.
Goodness.
Nobody.
You know,
if you don't want to participate, don't participate.
Yeah.
But some of us want to pray. You know,
we know the power of prayer and the power of that. So, you know, as a community, as us, we got to teach our kids about guns, not being so scared of guns, you know, because for so long, culturally, we didn't have guns. We wasn't able to get guns.
Yeah.
And other races did. I'm not naming any. And so their kids are more used to guns and having guns. When you ask the question, why this race is always the ones that's doing that? Because they was raised with guns.
Yeah.
Raised with shooting long before black people could even have gunpowder. That's how slavery remained in slavery.
Absolutely.
Because they had the gun and we didn't. And we didn't use the gun. The guns was on the end of our wrists. You know, these are our guns. So now, you know, we getting more guns and more acclimated into guns, but we still need to take the time to know how to use the guns too.
Absolutely.
Those little kids that are shooting up stuff, they are lethal. They surgical with those guns. They was raised around them. They know about them. So we know that they know about them. So now what comes into play got to be something mental and something lacking between the divine.
Yes. And so let me ask you, Ashley, like, okay, so we were talking about generations. So we talk about the millennials and the Gen Zs. Do you think like the older generation, like, because I know I'm probably considered an older millennial because I'm 37. I think millennials start like in 1980 or 1981, something like that. But anyway, do you think like the older generations maybe have failed us at some point? Like, why do you think the issues with the millennials and then Gen Z?
I wouldn't say the older generation has failed us. It's just with each generation, there's changes. You know, there's been changes in technology, and that's just the way we adapt. you know, as people and as human beings. I was born in 93, so I would say I was kind of at the tail end of millennials, but still old enough to remember how things were before smartphones, before social media. I remember dial up, you know, still using the phone, the regular phones, house phones, landlines. But yeah, I think that it's just, you know, just the way that our generations have changed and the way the world has changed, and we just adapted to it. And some things maybe just have kind of gotten lost, like how to communicate. Not to say that all the older generations know how to effectively communicate. Sometimes it is a learned skill. But like you said, I feel like our generation doesn't talk things out enough. You know, we just block people and that's it. You know,
we talked about that on our last show because I used to put myself on the platter. I talk about my cutoff game, which God is working with me on that. That cutoff game is, baby, it's like, yeah, like that's like lethal nowadays.
Right. Some relationships, if you want to keep them, you know, they're worth fighting for, and you have to know how to communicate.
Talk it out.
I agree.
Talk about
I agree.
And there's a time for everything. There's a season to fight. There's a season to kill.
Yeah.
You know, and everything doesn't warrant you taking somebody's life. So pride comes into place. Being a coward, you know, afraid to get whooped. You know, like I said, I'm not gonna even lie. I will give a butt whooping, but I can take one too. You know, a lot of people can't take a lick. I can take a lick. And I can give a lick too. So you know, that's why I never was a bully, and I never was one that, you know, because you got to bring some tail to get some tail. You know, whoop some tail, as they said. But people just pride, you know, just don't want to be embarrassed, don't want to be shamed. And it's easy, just pull out a gun and boom. You know, they don't realize that person is gone. They should go to their funerals and see the people that you hurt. When you kill somebody, you don't kill just that person, you kill the legacy, you kill their family, you kill so much, you know, so much, because everybody has a purpose on this earth, and you kill that purpose, and that purpose was given by God. So you will reap what you sow.
Right? Do you have to take away that purpose?
Right.
Like, seriously.
Amen.
And so, Amanda, okay, so do you think the parenting styles have something to do with, like, the parenting styles of today versus, let's say, 30 years ago? Do you think that has something to do with how this gun violence and all this craziness is now taking place?
It definitely adds to it for sure.
Yes.
A lot of times this generation focuses on having friends and not being parents.
Yes.
Then too, we have so many that are both your parents, they're not in the house. Like, so many are working nowadays and stuff. So you have these kids that are at home figuring out what to do, getting raised by TikTok and all this other stuff.
Come on, TikTok.
Video games.
It's pretty much emulating what they see, and they don't have that guidance. So like Ashley was saying, sometimes it's a generational thing where if your parents didn't have that guidance, they're kind of just passing it on, you know. And so we have to figure it out. We have to figure out the conflict resolutions. We have to figure out how to reach these kids and talk to them before they get to that point where they feel like the only answer is to pull out a gun.
Yes. And, you know, I was in church this morning and we talked about, you know, you raise a child up in, you know, in Christ, you know, basically, even if they drift off, they'll always come back.
That's scripture.
You know, that's actually scripture. And so I just feel like parents, you know, like, you know, when it comes to these gun shootings at the schools, I feel like if parents would get more involved with the teachers and just more involved with the school, period. Because I mean, back in the day, like, my mama was always at the school. Like these parents were always at the school, checking the kids' backpacks, making sure they didn't leave the house with no type of objects that they were not supposed to have. And they built relationships with teachers to make sure everybody was on the same accord. But now it's like, I look at some of these parents now, it's like everything is the teacher's fault. And it's not to say that the teachers are always right, because they're not. But everybody not lying on your child. Your child up there cutting up. Your child doing something that they not supposed to be doing.
You know, everybody lying on them children.
You know, it's just like, but I remember now,
precious kids.
Now it's more so everything is on the teachers, where back in the day, it was almost like the teachers are always right.
Always right.
Yes.
Now the kids always right. And it's neither one is ever always the case.
Right.
It takes everybody to get involved to try to make sure everything is on an even platform there, you know?
Parent and teachers gonna have to work together. Like when I was growing up, we had what we call PTA meeting.
Yeah.
Yes.
Mhm.
What is that?
Association. Yeah, exactly.
But
What is that?
I must agree with everything that's been said on here tonight. But one thing is for sure, and this is what I truly believe: kids need to start back going to church.
Yes.
Sunday school.
Yes.
We don't bring. I'm guilty. I have 3 grandkids that I don't take to church. My grandmother made me go to church,
Yes.
rain, sleet, or snow.
Better not go to sleep.
Yes.
If you
Oh
can,
my God,
I
bring
will.
back
I
memories.
will go to what's that club on Murray, y'all? The Rhinestone Wrangler. Come in at 3 a.m. in the
You know.
morning. It wasn't even a question.
Still had to get up and go.
It was you going and you're gonna go to Sunday school.
Yep.
If you didn't go
Sunday school.
nowhere else, that's where they taught us love, sharing,
Mhm.
caring,
Yes.
and about the love of Christ and things like this. Even though this show is not just catered to, Christianity, we respect all religions.
Absolutely.
However, this is my personal belief.
Mhm.
And what kept me from killing a whole bunch of Negroes was church. Amen.
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 Yeah.
Like
Um,
I'm so serious. It's like no, like that's so funny that y'all brought that up because like I was the type, like I was a 3-4-year-old kid. Most kids, you see them 3-4, they be laying on mama and daddy. I'm 3 and 4. I better not go to sleep. I had to stay up.
Uh-huh.
If I went to sleep, pinch, wake up.
And you know what they talk about.
Bitch, wake up. I said wake up. You gonna listen to this word.
Mhm.
It's like we need those kind of parents back because it's like you said, nowadays it's not a requirement, it's a choice. It's like you got parents going to church, leaving the kids at home.
No way.
And you wondering why your kids at school raising all kind of ruckus because you ain't taking to church with you.
Right.
Fear nobody. Sometimes if I didn't fear my parent, I feared God.
Yeah.
Because of what I was taught in church.
Mhm.
I
Right.
knew right from wrong. So I would have this nudge in my spirit to tell me that this is wrong, this is right, even though I didn't always make the right decision. But I look at all of us today, sound-minded people, and we wouldn't dare do that. But as a generation and what we've learned, and I'm saying we got to go back to the church.
Mhm.
Yes.
Go back, and especially our children. Because I remember when I was growing up, even if the parents didn't go, we had a church bus.
Yes,
come
that would take the kid. I remember
everybody
that.
they go to church and drop you off on a Tuesday night. We know all the books of the Bible.
Yes,
know, all the books.
Drill team. What happened to drill team?
Oh, right. We had that too.
The game when you try to find the verse and whoever got it faster, you have your Bible and they'll say Genesis 1:1. You got to find it and then read it. Whoever was, but you had to know the dynamics of that Bible.
Yeah,
you had to know
exactly.
the Genesis was in the first, and you had to know the different, books of the Bible to get that.
Right.
And every week you doing that game and Tanya over there winning every week make you look like a heathen.
You want to come back and beat Tanya? So
Yeah.
you gonna learn how to find it. Oh my God! Do y'all remember drill team? Like I know, like
I always want to be one.
drill team. That was like a highlight of my church. I used to love being a part of drill
You
team.
was a drill team?
I was a drill team.
Go on, girl.
I used to like step in. That's how I learned my books in the
Oh
Bible.
my God.
Step
I
into them.
love that.
Yeah, we had that too. Drill team, praise
My
team,
rhythm was set up.
choir, YPWW. That's where they
Now,
were
what's my
most of that,
PWW? That's new to me.
that was like a young people, I think, willing workers. That may be a Kojic thing. I grew up Kojic, Church of God in Christ.
Okay.
But that was a really big thing they had when I was a youth as well. But we were involved. Yeah, my mama, she did not leave us at home. My mom went to church every Sunday. I was right there with them. My father was a church musician for another church, but he was always in church as well. What'd you say, Tiff?
About a few months ago, she surprised us on Facebook playing the piano. And I've been on Ashley for years. She ain't never mentioned playing no piano.
We've been in organizations and everything together, and you ain't told me nothing.
I'm sitting there
Piano
like,
was actually my first love. Yeah, it was my first
Singing is
love.
my
I got
first
away
love,
from
too.
it from some years, but I am returning back to music. I'm returning back to music.
okay.
It was my first love.
I'm looking for songwriters and composers too. For the project that I'm working on.
Come on.
We'll have to get together then.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So Amanda, like, cause I know a lot of times, like I know you say you've been down here since 2014. So, you've acclimated to, the whole Texas way of throwing things. But I know the vast majority of your life, you on the East Coast. So how was y'all churching on the East Coast? Was it kind of like how we do stuff down here?
It's kind of similar. I guess it depends on what church you go to, though. Like,
okay.
Pentecostal, but then I started going more to like a Baptist church where they got a little bit more loose and stuff. So it just really depends on what church you go to. So I think it's kind of the same.
And then too, I know so you're from DC. DC is not really that far from New York. So I know as far as like the crime rates, like I know you're probably accustomed to riding the subways and all of that. Like what would you say the gun violence is like on the East Coast versus like Texas?
It's bad, but funny enough, you would think with me coming from DC, that'll be the spot where I've experienced a bunch of violence. But I really didn't until I got here. Like,
Wow.
I've had my vehicle stolen. I've had somebody break into my vehicle, and I tried to lure me into the bathroom, like telling me that yeah, like I think I was in Sam's. Yeah, I was in Sam's, and he was telling me that I had something on my clothes. So me thinking like I'm having, one of our woman things or whatever. So I'm like, okay, but mind you, my husband's in the store, but he's just in the opposite place. So I called him or whatever, and I asked him, I'm like, do I have something, on my clothes or whatever? He was like, nah, you good. So then when I think about it, I'm like, well, why was he trying to lure me over there at all? You know what I mean? And so now with so much human trafficking and things of that nature, it just makes me think of that. So
Yeah.
I don't know.
Let me tell you something about human trafficking, Amanda. If anybody try to grab me, babe, I'm just gonna put all my weight on them. They gonna have a battle to win, honey. Baby, I'm gonna put all this supper, this lunch,
I cannot
this
tell.
soda, this candy, this 360 on them, baby. He gonna have to be strong to drag me out the store.
Oh my God.
Oh yeah.
But you know what, Amanda, I'm so glad that you brought that up because about the trafficking part. Because it's like it's good to have like code words and stuff like that. Like you knew instantly, like after you asked your husband, okay, you see anything? He said no. It's like something was like, oh wait, he's trying to like lure me. Like some people wouldn't have thought that. Some people just probably would have just blew that off. But you like went deeper. You was like, no, why would he lie to me?
That trap.
And it's like as women, we have to be on the alert at all times. Like seriously, because your husband was in the store, but just that fast. Like even with your husband being in the store, you could have been lured over, like you could have been taken away.
Absolutely.
Had you not paid attention.
It's crazy. To this day, I wonder, like, Lord, what would have happened had I went in there? You know what I mean?
On you.
Baby, let me tell you something about them guardian angels on the two sides of you. Baby, they was saying, girl, call your husband. I ain't got time for this.
Yeah.
That was your angels was telling you.
Yeah.
But on that note, guys, we're going to end with this hot topic today. We cannot go without leaving today without saying Happy Mother's Day.
Yay.
We're a week off on our show. We didn't want to bother you mothers on Mother's Day last Sunday, which would normally be the day that we would air. But we just want to say Happy Mother's Day to all of the mothers. And if you're a mother, I hope that you enjoyed yourself. And if your kids are too young to give you anything, just keep living, keep waiting, because the best gift a child could ever do is stay out of jail and off crack. And be a good, productive citizen. So my topic today, the hot topic today, is mothers. I am a mother of two, and both of them are rainbow babies. Do anybody know what rainbow babies are?
Yes.
Okay, tell us what rainbow babies are.
So basically, before you had both of your children, you had a miscarriage before both of them, and so both of those. So your oldest one came after the first miscarriage. Your second one came after the second miscarriage.
Absolutely, she's absolutely correct, guys. So I have two rainbow babies. I had 3 miscarriages before the first one, and 2 before the last one, and then it was I thought I was going to be a woman who never have children, and I was in a very, very bad place. So I advocate for women that don't have children because I've been there before, and I know exactly how their mind is, especially when it happens over and over and over and over and over again. But I do tell you that God do work miracles. In today's society, they have so much that you can be a mother.
My God,
can be a mother. And Anika, she's a mother of one.
Yeah, one. I have a 16. He just turned 16 last
16-year-old girl.
Marlon. So he got what? 2 more years, y'all.
So did you enjoy your Mother's Day?
I did. I truly did.
So Amanda, we know you a mother of 4. I think you have more kids than anybody on the show today. You're a little bow wow wow yippee yo yippee yay.
And then Ashley, you're the mother of 2.
Yes, I have a son. He's 6 years old, and I have a bonus daughter through my husband, who's 11 years old.
All right. Well, we trust and believe that your kids treated you well on Mother's Day, and You know, obviously everybody knows by now I'm not a mother just yet, but I will be a mother to be in God's timing.
Yes, yes,
Amen.
Lord.
Amen.
Her baby gonna be
Amen.
spoiled rotten because all our kids grown. Babysitters for days.
Right.
Babysitters for days.
Yes.
But you know, just that I just wanted to not go out this month, and Epic just wanted to tell all you guys happy Mother's Day.
Happy Mother's
Mother's
Day.
Day.
Enjoy it. And we getting ready for Father's Day. So are y'all making big plans for Father's Day?
I'm gonna take care of
I
my
haven't
mom.
started yet.
Okay.
And you know what? That needs to be another topic. We need to uplift our fathers. We need to uplift our good fathers and our good men and stop, overshadowing them like they're not as important as the women.
Absolutely.
We need to fix that.
You guys are important too.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Y'all play a very good part. You know, y'all play y'all part. And like they said, women and men, we're wired different. We have a role to nurture, and men has a role to take care and chastise. So with those two different dynamics, it's kind of like, we always trying to protect our child, but that's his role. That's his duty as a man.
Yeah.
To chastise, but also before you chastise, you got to show love. You can't just chastise me and never show me love.
Yeah.
I need to know you love me first.
Right.
And I need you to show me you love me before you chastise me.
Yeah.
So a lot of times men got to work, and then mama telling on you. Yeah, we be telling on y'all. That's why y'all be getting whoopings like that. It's our fault. But y'all won't be mad at y'all daddy, but we be telling on y'all. Pookie was out there playing that water hole. That's why you $900. That's why you got your back beat out. We did it. Okay.
Oh goodness. Oh
But
wow.
anyway, guys, ladies and gentlemen, yes, the Walk of Purity was here on the show today. Give it up. That's a series, guys. We got all of us is a part of Walker's Purity. This is the creator right here. I'm so glad to be. I'm just touching all this wonderfulness, because we are all writers, and we're gonna do things together in Houston, and we're gonna grow as a team. As they say, if you want to go somewhere fast, go alone. But if you want to go further, take a team.
Yes.
Right.
Absolutely. Well, guys, we want to thank y'all for taking up the time to talk with us on today. Thank you, Ashley. Thank you, Amanda. And to our other two guests who have to leave early, we thank y'all for taking the time. And we're going to close.
Can I give a quick shout out?
Enjoy the rest of y'all Sunday. Yes, ma'am. I'm sorry.
Can I give a quick shout out before we go?
Absolutely.
Okay, let me go ahead and shout out my socials. So you can find me on Facebook, Ashley Harris Land, Instagram, Ash_Devar, DVAR. Same on TikTok, Ash_DVAR. I am going to be in an upcoming play. Hopefully that you all can come and see me. It's called Still Damaged, and it's written by Deborah Atkins. She
Come on, Deborah Atkins, baby.
All right.
Over 30 years of experience. Yes.
It's in
in
July,
playwriting.
right?
I'm sorry, what was that, Tiff?
It's in July.
July 15th. There's 2 shows, a 3 o'clock and a 7 o'clock. You can get your tickets on Eventbrite. Right now, we have an early bird special. It ends tonight, where tickets are only $15.
Yes, y'all don't want to miss Still Damaged. Deborah Atkins is a wonderful storyteller.
Yes, she is.
She's been around a long time. And yes, Lord, that baby knows she can write.
Oh, wow. Yes.
Shout out to Miss Deborah. This is actually a sequel to her last play she did called Damaged Goods that was done in 2019.
I was there. I was there.
Yes. Okay. Well, I hope you're going to come to this one too, Tifco.
Absolutely. I'll be there.
And so, Miss Amanda, where can we find you?
I'm Amanda Allen on Facebook. On Instagram, it's Amanda_AKA_Mrs. Allen. That's it.
All right, then. All right.
Thank you all so much for having us.
And I just like to say that we're just everyday people having everyday conversation.
Absolutely.
Yes.
It's been a pleasure. I've really enjoyed being on the show today.
And we enjoyed having you all. Thank you.
Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.